Hey all, Walter here. This is going to be a quick Demonology guide. Hope you found the video helpful, and enjoy. So I'm going to start with the talents I think most benefits Demonology. On the first row, I chose Dark Regeneration, heals you for 30% of your health, and you can still run around and cast your spells while it's up. It can't be dispelled, it can't be interrupted, so I think it's far superior to Soul Leech and Harvest Life. On the next set, I chose Mortal Coil, heals me for 62k, which is 15%, and also sends the enemy running in horror for 3 seconds, so it's extra healing, survivability, CC, and I think wherever you can pick those up, you should definitely take that opportunity. Since I am going with Grimoire's Sacrifice, on the third set of talents I chose Dark Bargain. I like this thing because it prevents old damage for 8 seconds, it can't be broken, there is a downside to it I found where 50% of the damage prevented is dealt back to you, so I do find myself having to pump my survivals and heals just to survive when it's done. And with the fourth set of talents, I decided to go with Blood Fear over Unbound Will, though some may argue that Unbound Will is a lot better for a lot of different reasons. I like Blood Fear because it allows me to stay mobile, I don't have to sit in one spot and cast. The downside to it is that it is a 10-second cooldown, so if someone trinkets it, I'm going to have to end up finding another way to CC them. Secondly, it shows Grimoire's Sacrifice. It heals you once you summon your pet, it allows you to do ridiculous damage in Metamorphosis, burst macro right there. You have to be wary though about your demonic rebirth effect, so when it's about to run out, you gotta re-summon your pet back, because you don't want to be in cast form without a pet, because that is a lot of your damage gone. And for the final set of talents, I decided to go with Archimondo's Vengeance. It passively reflects damage by 5%, and when you activate it by 25%. I like using this because when an enemy pops Burst on me, I activate that, and they're technically killing themselves. I don't like Kill Jaden's Cunning because sure you can cast while moving, but it also slows you as doing so. And Manoras Fury is more aimed towards the Rain of Fire with Destruction. Sure, we can use it as Demonology with Hellfire to get people out of stealth, or collateral people with High into Gul'dan, but in a Demonology sense, I would say that Archimondo's Vengeance is the... So let's get started on Glyphs, and we'll start with the most obvious one, Glyph of Healthstone. Not only do the Imps do actually pretty good damage, but they also generate you a lot of Demonic Fury, which allows you to go into Metamorphosis sooner and burst people. This is basically a game-changing glyph for Demonology, and everyone should choose it. Next, I chose Glyph of Healthstone, and it increases the healing done by Healthstone by 100%, and if you use that in conjunction with Dark Regeneration, it can bring you from no health to high, max health basically, in no time at all. And finally, I chose Glyph of Demon Hunting, which gives you the form Dark Apotheosis. In a sense, this is a Warlock tanking form, reducing your physical damage taken by 17%, magical damage by 15%, and increases your threat generation by 500%. This is a really fun glyph to use in battlegrounds, and fairly helpful in arenas for when 2 people are bursting you, or you're under a lot of pressure. You can activate this and eat up the damage fairly well. And for minor glyphs, it doesn't really matter what you take, just remember to take Glyph of Nightmares, which gives you a run on water. So let's jump right into with what stats to prioritize as Demonology. The stat that you want to prioritize as a Demonology Warlock is actually pretty straightforward, though I'm not going to delve into any massive, reforging or socketing patterns. I will tell you the basics of what you need to get. So after you've gotten your hit cap for level 90s maxed, you'll want to focus on Mastery. Mastery is probably the best stat for Demolocks at the moment. Increases the damage done by your demonic servants. That includes your pet, your Imps, your Terror Guard, and your Infernal. It also increases the damage that you'll deal in Caster form, Metamorphosis, and also reduces damage taken in Dark Apotheosis if you took the Glyph of Demon Hunting. In a Reforging sense, I suggest wherever you can Reforge Mastery that you do so. For socketing, I suggest that you don't socket Mastery. When you go for socketing your gear, focus mainly on PvP resilience, PvP power over anything, and intellect. Next will come crit. Crit obviously increases the damage of your soulfire, as well as the amount of crits that you'll hit. If you cannot reforge for mastery, just reforge for crit instead. And finally will come haste. Haste is, I don't know, at the moment I think it's kind of useless, but it basically reduces your cast time, as well as reduces the cooldown on your Imp Swarm, which I guess isn't bad, but it's basically sort of the last option of reforging. Sorry that this isn't really too in-depth on, stats and reforging or socketing your gear, but I'll definitely make a guide on this later. So until then, guys, have a good one.